Hello, this is DerTebbers. This is your Farming Simulator 2013 mod spotlight here in beautiful Canada. The Komatsu's still hanging out with the Dane, the Great Dane. Anyway, we have a very large pack. I don't understand the concept of the pack, but maybe you guys can fill that bit in because I couldn't figure it out. Let's jump in here. It's called the Genesis Pack, and it comprises a bunch of what seem to be different tractors to me. We have the Boodler 2210, $76,900. Apparently it's a 240 horsepower tractor, maybe. We'll buy that. It has the Photogry G210 Dual, which is also 240. Maybe that's what the Genesis is. Maybe it's an engine, and I just don't understand that. It's at $80,500. We have the Ford 8970. I'm starting to think it's the engine based on that. It says Genesis right there. We'll buy that. We've got the Landini Starland 240. Buy that, $79,600. No daily on any of this, which just sort of bothers me. We have the New Holland 8970. We've had the 8970 before, so it feels like this is a reprisal of the 8970. $78,500. We have an 8970 US, which looks like it has extra wheels. $77,900, so it's less for more wheels. Weird, but whatever. We have a New Holland G240. It's got Fiat, because that's when it was owned by Fiat, I'm betting. All right, $79,000 for that. And then I think there's one hiding over here. Yes, the Ford 8970 US with a front loader on it. $79,200 for that little boy. And I think that was all of them. One more thing I added in. This is not part of the pack, but we're going to check it out anyway because I thought it was interesting. Some engine oil. So I'm going to buy that. It's $1,855. All right, so here are all the tractors that come as part of the Genesis pack. Now, again, I'm presuming, and this is purely a guess based on what I just saw because I missed it last time I looked, it appears to be the engine is the focus here. So we have all kinds of different tractors from several different manufacturers, all featuring what may be the same engine. All right, so we're going to take a quick walk around. I'm betting that most of these are going to have identical clip patterns on them. It does appear to be so. We will have to check any of these that have front weights to make sure we don't have any front mysterious 3 points. So this is the Boodler. 0, menu on. Wow, okay, hello. All right, keypad 1 is at door 2 and 3. All right, that's nice. 1, 2, 3. 6 is a work light. Yep, 7 is dual wheels. Yeah, and 5 is engine start. Okay, it looks like it's conflicting. Oh boy. Nope, that's that. Let's see, what are we going to guess here? I wonder if there's a conflict. The manual ignition mod, that would be an interesting conflict to have. I've not had too many. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on here. Don't the tires usually turn when you're inside the vehicle and you haven't started the engine, or am I crazy? Yeah, they usually turn. Okay. So do these not turn if I don't have the engine on? That would seem strange. Let's get in this guy really quick. That works. Yeah, okay, so 5 is engine start. No, it's not. It's enter as engine start. Okay. Start everybody up here. Make ourselves a... Are you started? No. Make ourselves a cacophony of noise. Yeah. Now I know how to start the things. There we go. Now everybody's running. All right. Let me get this guy out of here. Whoa, look at that front end. Wow. That's some articulation going on there. It's like it completely detaches. Wow. That is impressive. Okay, and keypad 5 will turn off the auto steer so it doesn't center. Okay. Let's make sure we don't have a hookup here. Excellent. No hookup. Woo! Interesting. It's just a very strange turning on the front of that tractor. Okay, we're hooked up. And we're missing a PTO. We can see that right now. That's a problem. All right. Everything else looks mostly good. We're just missing that old PTO. Well. It's just an interesting look to the front of the tractor with that on there. Huh. All right. You be quiet. Good grief, they're a noisy bunch, aren't they? Alright, this is the Fiat Agra 240. They seem to... Well, this one doesn't look too bad in that respect. That one doesn't look... This one does not look quite as silly. Maybe that silliness is the way that front weight is on there. Alright, let's hook you up. Alright, same problem, no PTO, even though we have a PTO housing right there on the front. And I'll bet you money the rear will be identical in that regard. We'll check the rear 3-point when we unhook. Yeah, nothing. Okay. And... it does look like those bars are hanging, but... it doesn't look as bad as some, so we're not gonna say it's horrendous, but I'm not gonna say it's great either. All right, so there's an 8970. Nothing really going on interior-wise. Whoa, some serious acceleration going on, that's for sure. Do I have a front weight on this thing? I do! Okay, we're not hooking up. All right. So it's that front weight steering. What is... why does that look so very, very odd and unnatural? I don't know, but it just doesn't look natural. Does not look natural. Okay, it looks like all these rigs are built on the same chassis. Hey, quiet. This is our Landini. There's the 8970. And this is the other 8970. Okay, so this... so does this 8970 not have... okay, so this 8970 and probably this Landini... oh no, Landini... the Landini has dual wheels. Okay, but this 8970 does not. This 8970 does, only on the back end. Okay, what does this have? Does not. Okay, how about you, Fiat Agra? You do. Oops, wrong button again. And you've got the twins, all right. Now this Fiat Agra does not. And this should, I am betting, yes, have twin rears. Okay. You, quiet. And you, quiet. All right, so that. So what we have is a pack. Tractors that are basically the same. Huh. Interesting. Just different brands. It's interesting. Presumably all owned or using this, owned by the same company or using the same engine is my guess. The turning on these ones just looks strange, but it could be extremely accurate. I mean, you can't really see under the unit. It looks like there's a turning bar there, but not there. I don't know. It looks different. The ones with the front 3 points look okay, and then we got a front loader so that you can basically do whatever you need, and then we have this, which is a different thing altogether. All right, so the Genesis pack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tractors, ranging in price 7, 6. So basically in the 7.5 to 80 something thousand. Yeah, 76 to 81 is basically what it is, which isn't bad. It's a nice mid-range tractor for your farm and a lot of choice. All right, let's see what we can do about making an oil change happen. All right. We're over here with the other way. With our Komatsu. We got ourselves our oil can here. We're going to go over to the Ford. Give her an old oil change. Oopsie. Something else that actually would go just fine in the Dane there. Great Dane. Whoa, hello. Let's set this down. Perfect. All right. Now let's see what we got to do. It's kind of neat with the you got all the bits and bobs and that. Now, question is, how do you make it work? Now, when I got the mod, there was a picture, and it had it on a skid steer like this. Well, this isn't a skid steer, but get the point. So, you sort of drive up to it. Whack. Okay. Now that puts me in the truck. This puts me on top of it. Closer? No. Farther away. No. Uh-oh. Inside the... Alright, let's try something else. Can I change the oil on the Renault? Maybe. Does that do anything? Anything at all? Okay. Not really sure what to do here. Change to a selection, blah, 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 blah. Do I have to start the engine? I don't know why you'd start the engine to do an oil change. What is that? No. No. Well. Well, there you go. It's a pallet with oil on it. For those of you that want it. It's got to have a function. It's got to have a way to do something, but maybe not. Maybe not. It might just be one of those mods that's coming down the road. But there you go. That's the oil change mod. I think they've done a great job modeling the look of the unit itself. I do like how the Pepsi can never detaches, no matter how much I faff about. And also that yeah, well, that's clipping through, but whatever. All right, so that's the oil change mod. The link is down below as always. If you can figure out how to make it work, let me know nicely in the comments. The other mod was the Genesis pack. Genesis pack with a bunch of tractors. I'm presuming same manufacturer or same engine or something to that effect. Either way, you get a lot of selection. You've got Landini, you've got Fiat Agra, you've got the one I can barely pronounce over there. You got New Holland, and you've got Ford. So you have quite a selection and some colors. All right, nice mid-range tractors. Missing PTOs, so they're not gonna be in competition, I don't think, with the Benz there and the JCB, but still good mid-range tractors if you're looking for them. All right, I've been DerTebbers. This has been your Farming Simulator 2013 Mod Spotlight. Until next time, happy farming!